No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raiders Mailbag from our Tuesday live show. If you missed it, make sure that you subscribe and tune in every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. This one's coming in from Razor Raider 12. Hashtag Raiders. Renz, it's Renz. Is Carr the best Raiders quarterback ever? It's a pretty interesting question. I mean, you can at least make the argument, right? Because Derek Carr, he has the most pass yards in franchise history with 23,314, and that's actually not really close. 147 passing touchdowns, that's third most behind only Ken Stabler, who has 150, and Darryl LaMonica, who's got 148. I mean, Derek Carr realistically could break that record this upcoming week against New England, and I don't know, barring some crazy injury, he's going to break the record. He's got 41 wins. That's fourth most all time. And I think a lot of people would probably point at the wins and at the Super Bowls for Derek. But you know what? I was like, okay, let's make a question out of it. Is Carr the best Raiders quarterback ever? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think if you're a statistics person, you're probably going to type your Y for yes. If you're a Super Bowl, I want to win football games person, you're going to type your N for no. If you do type your N for no, let me know who you would put above him. For me, I was never able to watch LaMonica. I was never able to watch, Stabler. I was technically able to watch Rich Gannon, but I was way too young to even remember it. I've gone back. I've watched some film. I've watched some highlights. As much as I don't want to say Derek Carr, or I don't want to, rip on Carr, but he's not the best quarterback of all time to me, in my opinion. Is he top 3? Absolutely. But this is a much different era of football where you can put up those stats. You can put up those touchdowns. So no disrespect to Derek. I can't put him over somebody like Ken Stabler. I can't put him over somebody like LaMonica. I am going to type my N for no. All right, let's go to some more questions here. We got 900 people watching us live. Appreciate the super chat from I Am JR. All right. Erik Harris has to go. Good job, Big John Simpson. So John Simpson did step up. I thought played very well for the injured Richie Incognito. Incognito is going to be questionable for Week 3 against the New England Patriots for the simple fact that he's been battling an Achilles. So will the rookie out of Clemson continue to be able to play well against a very good Patriots defense? And then Erik Harris has to go. I don't know if Erik Harris has to go, and I actually disagree with that. However, he can't be the starting safety. I mean, you can't be a playoff caliber team, in my opinion, with a starting safety, free safety for that matter, like Erik Harris. Sorry. Is he a great special teams player? Yes. Is he a great locker room player? Absolutely. But you need to go out and get yourself a new free safety because Erik Harris is not going to cut it. Let's go to Tassi Siosi. Hopefully I got that one right. I believe we trade for another defensive lineman with Simpson and Good playing well. Easier to get rid of Brown next year and Tyrell for cap. I mean, the Raiders are going to get rid of Tyrell Williams, and if you follow Tyrell on Instagram or Twitter, he's literally already deleted everything on his accounts, all Raiders related. But if the Raiders move on from Tyrell, they're going to end up saving $11.5 million, which, yes, they're going to do that. You have 2 young rookie players. There's no reason to keep Tyrell at this point. And then for Trent Brown, if you want to move on from Brown, I would potentially maybe try to move on from him at the trade deadline. However, I am a believer when fully healthy, this Raiders team is better with Trent Brown, even though they've actually won more games without him than with him. But if you do move on from Brown, it does save you $14 million next year because it costs $0 million to cut him next offseason. Let's go to my man Henry. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Remember, super chat, you get put on the show. Most disagree. But if we learn to utilize Ruggs efficiently, we potentially are unstoppable on offense. 3-headed monster in Ruggs, Waller, and Ruggs. Okay. Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. So I think you mean Josh Jacobs here. I think Henry Ruggs is a great player, and I know a lot of people are freaking out because he had only 1 catch for 4 yards, but that was the game plan. They saw a weakness. They took advantage of it with Darren Waller, and I don't care if he had only 1 catch. You put up 34 points on back-to-back weeks. Right now, it is run the football down the team's throat with Josh Jacobs, whether it works or not, and then you take advantage of other spots. Yes, Ruggs didn't light it up in the stat sheet, but the Saints were extremely worried about his speed. The Raiders were moving him all over the football field. They were also worried about Bryan Edwards. That opened up things for Darren Waller. So I'm really not that worried about Henry Ruggs. He's a good football player. He's going to open up things, and what it matters the most is winning. And right now the Raiders are 2-0, so it's not really hard to be too upset. Let me know, through 2 weeks of action, Who is the Raiders MVP? And I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's mailbag. So scroll on down in the video while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break and let me know, who is the Raiders MVP through 2 weeks? Next question here on the Las Vegas Raiders report. Super chat coming in from my man Kenny. I tell you, Mitch, Raiders money line is, I believe, 5.5-point underdogs versus a Michael Thomas-less Saints team was a major slap in the face. So originally it was 6.5 points. By the time it was at kickoff, I believe it was 4 points. But I don't know if it was so much of a slap in the face. It's just you got to look at the team that's had a lot of success on Monday Night Football. And then you also have the Raiders, who historically have not had a lot of success on Monday Night Football. So I don't know if it's so much a slap in the face, but at the end of the day, I mean, who wasn't nervous after a 10-0 start, 17-7 start? Luckily, John Gruden, the entire defense regrouped. Can't believe I'm about to say this. Shout out to Paul Gunther. They stepped up, and they really slowed down Breeze and that Saints offense in the second half. Let's go to Glenn Avery. What up, man? I've been walking around with my Raiders face mask, new LV Raiders fitted hat, and custom Raiders Jordans all summer, and now people are understanding why. Wow, Glenn, my man, he's repping the nation. Maybe you need something else to add to your wardrobe, and I got you covered here. Go get this t-shirt, jatsports.com/RaidersWorld, because actually it is on sale right now. You can save $5, and you can go get yourself a new Raiders Against the World shirt, because you got a lot of people might have been hating on you. I'll tell you what, if people are hating on your Raiders shoes, your Raiders hat, face mask, there's nothing better than this t-shirt, because if you got the mentality that it's Raiders Against the World, I mean, it's the perfect shirt for you, and it is available. You can save $5. All you got to do, go to the link that you see below on screen. I'll also put it in the comments section. It's also in the description of the video, chatsports.com/RaidersWorld. Got another super chat coming in, and Tacey, you need to get a pick. Great job on the name, still fire Paul Gunther. Appreciate that I did well, even though I think I just pronounced it differently this time. I think I was hedging my bets here. Appreciate the super chat, still fire Paul Gunther. I mean, they held the Saints to 24. We'll see what happens over the next 3 weeks here. If they do fire Paul Gunther, I'm a believer that would happen actually in week 6. That's when then you would make the move to Rod Marinelli. McNasty707, how the heck did you get that nickname? Love the show, Mitch. So Bridgewater and Breeze aren't that much of a mobile quarterback. How much of a problem is it going to be for our defense to hold off Newton? I mean, I think Teddy Bridgewater can at least somewhat use his legs. Yes, Drew Brees is definitely not a mobile quarterback, but you're going to have a great test because you're going up against Cam Newton this week. You're going to go up against arguably one of the best rushing quarterbacks in Josh Allen. And the week after that, yeah, you got Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to point my finger and say this is going to be a big week for players like Corey Littleton. Going to point my finger at like a guy like Johnathan Abram, and I'm really, really curious to see if Gruden, if Gunther draw up something where they do like a QB spy, because you can't let Cam Newton beat you with his legs, who he's already got 4 rushing touchdowns and 122 rushing yards. I want to see a QB spy on Newton. McNasty, I'm glad that you love the show, and if everyone else there loves the show as well, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're wondering, hey, how can I get my questions featured on the Raiders Report? You got to tune in every single Tuesday during our live show, which goes live 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. The only time that we don't go live on Tuesday at that time is if there is like breaking crazy news, and then we'll make a video for that time instead. So if you want the latest news, rumors, live shows, interacting with Raider Nation, we're the channel for you. Go ahead and click that big red button that says subscribe. Vicente, get a pick. How scared were you to see Abrams go down in the first? I mean, I was freaking out. Second point, it's Abram. But when he fell down, he's laying there on the ground, and shout out to producer Dylan for putting this up. This is what he's talking about. He crashes into a TV card out of bounds. Why the TV card is like 10 feet off the line, I'm not 100% sure. But he's laying down there, and he's like almost underneath it. First, I thought he was unconscious, and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened to him? Luckily, x-rays came back negative. Last year, he banged up his left shoulder. This year, it was his right shoulder. He's good to go. He's ready to rock and roll for week 3. Got another super chat coming in from Chris. What's up, my man? Mitch, I'm really concerned about the performance of the D-line and how it's affecting the defense overall. We rip on LaMarcus Joyner. We rip on, Erik Harris a lot in the secondary. And have they played well? No, they haven't. but it's really hard to play well when your defensive line is getting absolutely no pressure. And, there was a lot of high hopes around, Max Crosby. He really has not played all that well. Played better in week 2 than he did week 1, that's for sure. But Johnathan Hankins, I'll say, has probably been our best defensive lineman. Carl Nassib has been our best edge rusher. Cleveland has been up and down here and there. Malik Collins was the player that ended up forcing, I would say, the interception this past week against Breeze. But, if you want to talk about a panic meter from 0 to 10, my panic meter right now on the Raiders' defensive line, it's at a solid 7. Solid 7. You know what I'm talking about. So, hey, if you've made it this far in the video and I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. You can always hit me up on Instagram. Shout out to these 4 people who just followed me on IG. So, Daddy Dominate, King Soul 805, Connor Doy 421, and then Crawdaddy Craigs. If you want a shout out on the next Raiders report, all you got to do, hit me up on IG, slide in those DMs if I missed your question. I am at Mitchell Renz 365. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.